of the uh, Marvel Rivals ranked uh, beginners from a beginner series. I haven't cut one in a long time. My computer was down, so apologies for such a large gap between the first one and this one. But let's get underway. Um, so something that really helped me to get out and stay out very early was to lock a role and stick there. Uh, like if you're gonna tank the entire game. If you're gonna heal the entire game. Like if that particular healer or that particular tank is not fitting the situation, then just switch tanks to it. And hopefully come prepared with that, and maybe have a second character that you're prepared to switch to, right? That'll give you that flexibility and that perspective. But the main thing in this idea is locking that role. Because there's a lot of beginner players who are just really uncertain of everything, right? Like this entire game is new, and we've now seen a year in that this continues to be people's first hero shooter, right? So I don't think that aspect of low medals, finding people that are just bewildered in ranked, is not gonna be a phenomenon that goes away anytime soon. At least not until they do something like a tutorial, like I've proposed in another video. The danger room tutorial system would be. I still think that would be huge. But there's a lot of people who are uncertain, and they wait to see what the comp needs. But it's bronze, silver, gold, and it doesn't really matter what your comp is yet. Not yet, because you also don't even know what your enemies are running yet. You know what I mean? For both things to matter. And locking for this reason, and my next tip, go hand in hand with each other too. So if you lock in the players who have 2 or 3 characters that they have in mind to play, that are gonna make their decision off of what the team picks, you can help them inform their decision faster, right? If you just lock in a character, oh, he's gonna play Cap, I'm gonna play Bucky, right? Whereas you're the new player and you're let's see what they need. No, shut up, bro. How about you play what you can? Which is super important. I would much rather in low medals, I would much rather have 6 people playing something they're comfortable with than switching to the optimal situation. With that in mind, here, let me put this gameplay on in the background while I yap. I think it was this one. Yeah, okay, so we lost this game, but we took them to overtime. And the Fantastic and I both just admitted to smurfing. And we were laughing about it. And this Spidey got so frustrated, they switched to, I think, Scarlet Witch and Cloak and Dagger. No, they were the Cloak and Dagger. They had yeah, there was a Scarlet Witch at some point. But these two DPS were mad frustrated. Because this is my DPS account. I'm supposed to be learning DPS, but this whole situation devolved over exactly the sort of stuff I'm talking about. Um, our Emma was like super, super running in deep, dive Emma, like it was crazy. Um, our Moon Knight Spidey was getting great value, but just like wasn't supported by anything. And then I was DPS again, and then all of a sudden we had like one support because again it was a gold 3 game, and here I'll just let it play out while I yap. Um, and yeah, so like, and that because that goes back to sticking with the role. Uh, Here, I'm gonna 2x this for a second. Yeah. While we get through the bands and everything. And then also being flexible with discernment is my next tip as we roll into it, because like somebody was making callouts, or maybe it was a different game on this account in the same rank that we lost, but somebody was making callouts, and every single callout, every single one, every single callout they made was wrong. Wrong. And then they were playing Invis, and they kept calling for help against Spidey. And I came to help them. I was playing Psylocke, and oh yeah, and then bro DC'd right at the beginning, so I thought he just left because I thought he got, because there was a White Fox ban. So low ranks, I thought he just threw and left because White Fox got banned. Which is another one of those things that you'll see in low metals. But he was just a real DC, so he came back and he healed for a minute. But and don't mind my DPS play; it's atrocious. That's what I'm down here learning. Like that's the whole point. A big part of the whole reason I was even able to get to GM now is because I had an alt account and I learned tank last season. You know, so I'm learning DPS this season, and then next season it'll pay off in a big way. I don't know how, but it will. It already has started paying off in some aspects of I know how to not get dove by a Psylocke as well now. And then we also find that another massive problem that I'm running into as DPS too is just like the healers are just so bad, as we'll see when I switch to solo Rocket. We push the entire cart. I'm solo Rocket. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Anyways, being flexible with discernment. A lot of people are going to ask you, like, can you switch to... A big one's going to be Strange or Mag. If you're playing a tank that's not a shield tank, they're going to ask you. And it's... If they ask you, and it makes sense, and you can do it, do it. If it doesn't make sense, if you're not proficient at the character, don't do it. Because, like, a lot of times, like the call-out story, like the call-out anecdote I was just telling, a lot of times people in low metals, this is a low metals video, a lot of people are just blatantly either wrong or selfish. They're asking you for a shield tank because they don't know how to play around corners. They don't know how to play cover. They don't know what it means to peek. They run into 6v1s. This Thor was putting belt to ass. Yeah, he was giving us the business. But yeah, they ask you like dumb shit, dude. And then like this Invis callouts that I was having. I never saw her shield herself, Vortex Orb, or push or pull the Spider-Man one time. Not one time did I ever see her do that. You know? Then, later in the game... Oh, is this still on 2x? That's funny. I didn't realize I still had it on 2x, but whatever. Still new to this, multi-managing. She announces in voice, like towards the end of the round, to her duo. You know, she's just like, "Never mind, we're just gonna patty cake," and they're like a mile off the point. They are patty caking each other, getting dove by Spidey. The rest of the team, and we're in triple support at this point on that game. You know, and so it's like announcing to your duo that like, oh, we're just gonna patty cake and like not even take point. It just really shows like they're just in a selfish headspace. They're just in a like just stay alive. Like, I mean, at least they're getting the basics of playing for their life down. You know, there's plenty of players in low metals that need to learn how to play for their life. You know, but that's another tip for later. This, in fact, this gameplay actually builds into my next tip, which is, you know, off meta, off tank, off heal, whatever it is. Like, play off white, like whatever the meta is right now, like within reason, you know, like not with the intention of trolling, but just as a way of like, people don't understand these characters, and if you've taken the time to understand a character, for example, in this game, my team just wasn't adjusting when I told them how to shut down Thor, and so like Thor pretty much like has the run of the lobby the majority of this game until we swap, and then I'm playing Rocket. And, you know, a lot of people would say, like, he's either a heal bot, or he's not a good healer, or he's, you know, whatever. And because I know what I'm doing, you know, I'm definitely, like, smurfing in this game as Rocket. I'm not supposed to be on Rocket on this account. It's not the intention. But everything went, you know, tits up. So we were just playing for fun. And it was, like, I think it was, like, midnight. And the Mr. Fantastic was talking about he's supposed to be learning somebody else. But anyways, you know, it was I think it was Rocket and Fantastic that really helped this. Who was okay? Spidey's still on Spider. He switches to Moon Knight at some point in this game. But the three of us. I don't know. He never admitted to smurfing or not, but our Spidey was just good, and he was playing characters he was good at. I think Mag was playing Mag because the original Jeff, who's on Iron Man right now, asked for a shell tank, right? And I was like, Mag, you're just gonna get bullied by the store. But he was like, whatever. It's like, okay. One of my next tips for like low metals is your bans. This kind of goes hand in hand with locking and hovering, you know, so that you can avoid accidentally banning a teammate's character because they didn't hover it, you know. Because the number one rule is like, don't ban a teammate's character. If they're gonna hover C&D, even if you want C&D gone, like, just play that game with C&D. You know, just like, again, going back to our predominant rule of like, let your teammates play the characters they are good at. Right? Like, do you want to win? Do you want to climb? Like, don't make it harder on yourself by knowing you can handle yourself and then taking somebody else's ability to handle themselves away from them, right? Like, not in low metals. Like, start target banning people, you know, Diamond Plus. Yeah, now you should have a plan. Unless you've talked about their alternatives. Like, if you really want to C&D gone, and somebody's like, I can play Luna, I can play Rocket, I can play Ultron. I can't remember if he gets me here or not. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. I gotta just not look at this gameplay while I'm talking. It's gonna distract me. Because that's, you know, that's an option. Talk the bans out. It gets your team communicating early. Because, yeah, again, with that said, like, if they left their character select blank during the ban phase and you ban a character, like, that's tough shit, bro. Like, hover a character. Let the team know at least what you intend to do. And also try to ban with a plan. Like, stop just going off tier lists. Stop just going off of, I don't know, trends, whatever. Like, I really got to see that a lot early season with, you know, the full support ban. That's a big part of what allowed me to climb as Rocket. Like, really, it wasn't even, like, I tried Sue, you know, but this season we had a trend of, like, just ban all the best healers. And, you know, more than enough of my games went that way. But I'm a practiced Rocket, so it, like, wasn't a problem. And, Rocket Ultron is huge this season. So, you know, like, I had plenty of Rocket Ultron games. So, because we were banning with a plan in that regard. And that's what I think I was going to say, was the ban all strategists fad really exposed in differing ways a lot of both people and, like, play styles, you know. This is unrelated to the ban thing, but just a season 7 thing that I noticed now that the alt fiesta is gone, was in low metals was fucking beam struggle. Like, there was this, like, beam struggle way of a lot of the games, where it would be like Emma, Jeff, Scarlet Witch, you know, versus you basically, you know, and then you got, like, probably a Strange in there beefing up your Scarlet Witch, and it was like match that or, like, lose the beam struggle eventually over time. It's one way to make neutral better, but it's kind of questionable. Because a lot of the times, I would win or lose a lot of my games this season in the ban phase because when I saw people were going to trend that way, I would throw in one wrench, right? If they want a 6 support ban, I would either keep or ban Namor, keep or ban Penny. You know what I mean? Like, I'd throw one little wrench in there, dependent on, like, what my team was showing. Because I still don't want to deal with Namor, but if I got a teammate showing Namor, like, hey, let's flank and or dive Namor, because unless they're running dive, you know? Because that's kind of what it turned. That's my suspicion on how the dive meta started to spawn, was out of the ban all healers trend, right? Because, like, dive. If you can play dive, and if you can play dive with others really well, you're going to climb really fast. And people figure that out really fast. You know? So some people ban with a plan. If your team wants to run dive, you know, ban for that. Either ban the anti-dive that you don't want to deal with, or ban other dive that you don't want to have to dive against, so that you're not in a peel battle. That'd be sad.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Relay deployed. It ain't cheap.
If you want to run poke, ban dive. You know, I'm pretty sure that's how the rock paper scissors goes. If you want to run
timelines to cloud my
Uh,
naturally sunny disposition.
Dive, ban brawl.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Enemies on approach.
Okay, so I didn't write these ones in, so I'm gonna write them in on the fly right now. And that's a note on voice chat. And
Morocco's salvation lies in our hands.
when you start to use it, another helpful tip. In your settings, you can do key bindings. I really recommend on console that you bind your push to mute open mic button to one of the D-pad buttons. Because, like, I've talked about it before, but I'll readdress it now. One of my major rules that's carried me, and even now, as I've started to venture back into voice chat for all ranks, which is atrocious, by the way, low metals voice comms are just so bad. They're blatantly just so awful. And there's a decent amount of diamond that is just like still bad, you know. But diamond is where you start to get into, like, or at least for me. There might have been some plat games that I just don't really remember. But yeah, what really stands out in my mind is, you know, diamond. Diamond, like I originally predicted, was when you would want to actually be using and learning habits of how to better use your voice chat. But if you're going to get into voice chat around the platinums, the 3 T's rule, tantrums, tilts, and trolls, we mute them immediately. One of the biggest trolls who gets muted for me personally is open mics.
Get ready.
Open mics. Like on my meme account that I duo with some buddies, with some other streamers, the name is Hot Mic because I'll just be
Perhaps a divine
talking shit in voice comms the whole time. But we captured it on video. You know, I got banned. It was like Penny, right? And I was like, oh yeah, let's kill this bitch. And it was like 1 hour ban. And in that 1 hour ban, I had 3 games where people were like hot micing something or another. One dude, his like Hispanic mom came in and started beating the shit out of him with a chancla and shit in the middle of my game. Like, that doesn't get he doesn't get a voice ban. I don't need to hear his personal life. So, like, you know, have a push to mute open mic button on your D-pad. So, and then if they don't, if your teammates don't, especially in low metals, then just mute them. Just mute really fast. Mute them really fast. If anybody's, you know, not really trying to get their IGL practice, which is in-game lead for any of my, you know, employed dads out there, if they're trying to practice IGL and they're making decent callouts, then like, cool, whatever. But the majority of callouts in the engagement ring, which is metals and diamond, that I've found are like one fucking tone shift or misinterpreted tone away from turning hostile. So it's really just not worth it. You know, it just isn't worth nothing.
This is real firepower! Team player, that's me. I unleash the Vishanti. You're ready for action. the world. Beholds the god of thunder! I'm back!
Final score 3-2.
Such a weird spot to teleport from. But that was a fun game.
Another epic victory.
And he deserved it. So, but that's it for this one. And until the next one, y'all stay blessed.